What's up, everybody?
What's up?
We are back.
Yes, we are.
It's Mel and me. Mel is back. Last time we had T. It's been a few weeks now since the last video that me and T did.
Yep.
To talk about our trip, me and T's trip over to Johannesburg back in October, and so we just figured we'd come back out here. We're in festive season. You guys are in festive season over there, right? And like last year, I know we talked about looking forward to being over there. We actually had planned on being over there for festive season this year.
Yeah.
Then all the crazy stuff happened this year. We had so much stuff happen this year that we still trying to get worked on and figured out. But I figured I came back out here just to do a quick video, really in response to a video that I think it was one that me and T did where somebody had asked a question. It was you and me on the video where they asked the question.
Yeah.
I don't know which video it was. If it was the one before the last one that we did or whatever. But at any rate, I kind of watch our comment section, right? Because you obviously want to interact, at least while you still can.
Right.
With your followers and people who consume your content. There was a question that somebody posed out there, and I'll mention that in a second. But real quick, let's just so I would like to thank everybody, like South African family, man. Y'all really came through on the last video engagement and stuff, and I was really actually surprised by that because it had been so long since shortly before that, you and I did the video.
Right.
And then, then we had the video with me and T. But before that, though, it had been quite a while since we posted the video. So to see that engagement was like really encouraging and really welcome. So we really appreciate everybody who appreciates our little approach to content. So that was real cool. And I'm sure what had a lot to do with it, a lot of the engagement was around these damn football jerseys, right?
Yes.
So let's just go ahead, because I know there are probably people that have had strokes by now seeing me with this. I saw just today somebody had they posted a comment. They said it was rubbish. They said that rubbish jersey that I had on. I think they were talking about the Chiefs jersey.
The one you had on the last time,
Yeah, the gold and black one, right?
Yeah.
They were obviously a Pirates, a Bucks fan.
Yeah.
So they were like, what's up with that rubbish jersey? You got on.
It's serious.
It's serious over there with these jerseys, man. So I can only imagine how many people are losing their minds right now seeing me wearing this Sundowns jersey, which I gotta warn people.
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna see me in some different jerseys because keep in mind, I am from the US.
Yes.
I would say American, right? But we tend to just pin that term American on everybody from the US. But people from the US are not the only Americans, right? We can be Brazilian and be American, or from Peru and be American, or Canadian and be American, because they are also American, right? We have North America, we have South America, we have Central Americans, right? So, we tend to commandeer that term, and I don't really like to do that. So I try to be respectful to all the other nationalities that make up all that is America.
Right.
But anyway, as a U.S. citizen, I think we have a little bit more liberty and leeway to
Give
represent.
us some grace.
That's right. Like I said before, just keep in mind this all represents and promotes South Africa as a whole. So, and then too, the other thing is
I like all of them.
Yeah, and what I learned recently was that there are actually 15 or 16 teams in the Premier Football League there. So, hey, Mazanji, I got another. I think I have 3 teams covered so far. I have like another 12, 13 teams that y'all are probably going to see me with football jerseys on. Yeah,
I just got my T-shirt.
She has a
I got to represent too.
She has a Joburg T-shirt on, so.
I got my T-shirt, but I will be getting me one as well.
No, I get to have the football jerseys. I don't know, maybe we'll get one.
Get one.
The women wear them over there.
Yeah, I just need one.
So we'll get one for the home team.
Yes.
Which we already said. Actually, the team closest to us, although I think we can kind of claim Bucks and Chiefs if they'll allow us to. If they don't try to like beat us up or anything when we're over there. But anyway, so a lot of engagement around these jerseys, man. So we're going to continue to have fun with it. I know, these guys get a lot of hate because they're number one. You know, Bucks are number two, ranking wise, and Chiefs,
which is good.
Chiefs are number 9.
Yeah, I mean to be in the top rankings.
Yeah.
Great.
So as we plan our next trip over there, coming up after the first part of the year, once we get into the new year, we'll be looking to get over there soon. Not too long thereafter that. We're gonna actually commit to making a match. So I looked at the schedule and everything, and I like to catch the Bucks, but they're gonna be out of town. So I think we'll and I'm only guessing that typically in the Johannesburg area, when you all have matches, you don't have conflicting matches. Like if the Bucks are in town, then the Chiefs would probably be out of town since they're so close together, right? So we're gonna be able to catch a Chiefs game. So So Cozy Nation, we'll be able to rock with y'all, for a match. So y'all will probably see us at F&B. So if you do, give us a holler, say hello or whatever. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
So planning our next trip over there. It's just these ticket prices, they're not as expensive as they are now.
Yeah,
because right now it's really expensive over there.
Yeah.
But so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So that's football stuff, and really looking forward to attending the match there.
Yeah.
And of course beyond that, we'll get a chance to catch the Bucks and some of the other teams when they come.
Right.
But definitely pretty much we'll be supporting because they're in the area, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Those Bucks and Chiefs. So we'll get that all figured out. So like I said, the main purpose for this video, and I made a promise to somebody, and they probably thought I forgot about them or whatever. We'll try to keep our words. About a specific question that they asked, because we were talking about just our place over there, and and just the different areas and stuff, and somehow the conversation went to a place where one of our particular followers, and this would be Just Luke SA. So shouts out to Just Luke SA. You get a shout out on this video.
Right.
It was your question where they asked, and I'll just kind of paraphrase it. They basically said, if you don't mind me asking, why did you choose, Johannesburg South, as opposed to some of the other areas? Like, for the most part, I guess, especially us Americans or people from the U.S. or whatever, who go over there, we tend to be more partial toward the Sandton area and those areas in the northern section of Metro Johannesburg, right? As you head up toward Midrand and stuff like that. And which I remember when our very first visit over there, we defaulted like most people would, I guess, because you kind of have the things. You always get the lecture about safety and stuff like that. Well, if you want to be safe, stay in Sandton, and so that's what we did. We booked an Airbnb in Sandton. Yeah. I think it was up around Patricia or somewhere. It was not too far from Sandton City Mall. It's about 5 minutes from there. It was on Patricia somewhere. And so we booked there, and when we went looking around and exploring, different developments and stuff like that, developers looking for potential real estate opportunities to purchase and that sort of thing, we were up in that area. We went over to a waterfall, although we didn't tour any properties in Waterfall. We toured stuff close by, around that Four Ways waterfall area. We went and checked out Munyaka. Yeah. I think it's called Kiyuku or Kikuyu or something to that effect. Yeah. We looked at that. And a couple of, although I would have liked to, tour some of the some waterfall. We just didn't, we didn't have a lot of time. We only had about a week, and we were these were our initial trips. So we were trying to pack everything in and see everything that we could, see the malls and everything, and get familiar with the Johannesburg area, certain areas. But anyway, and of course we made a couple trips over there after that, before we actually purchased, right? But from our exploration and our touring and stuff like that, we decided, and just researching online and everything, we settled on Johannesburg South area. Yeah. Right. And there were a few different things that went into that. And I'm happy with the decision that we made, especially
Yes.
once we moved in and we started trying to do stuff and
Yeah.
furnish the place and look for
Mm-hmm.
decorations and stuff like that. Just the
Mm-hmm.
experience that we had.
Yes, it was great.
Just dealing with people and just getting out and about.
That was the big part for me.
What?
Dealing with the people.
Oh, you mean just interacting with people?
Yeah, yeah, it was really nice.
Our conversations and stuff
really
like
nice.
that. And,
yes.
Dining out, and, shopping and stuff like that. Yeah. People were generally friendly to us. And I imagine it would be that, that was our experience pretty much everywhere we went around Johannesburg.
Yeah.
We really didn't have any bad experiences.
I mean, but you had the different criterias that you listed. And so it's, just looking at the criteria that you we came up with,
things that we should consider.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which area really can fit the bill.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that. So there were a few factors that came into play. Let me just take a sip of water. So some of the big things that came up. One thing that really, I think, that got me once we were actually driving around and stuff, and once we moved down into the Johannesburg South area, is just, it's a different vibe and a different feel from other parts of Johannesburg that we saw. And primarily we saw the northern section of Johannesburg, the Sandton area and stuff like that. But I found that when we went down there, especially when we visited Soweto, making our way down there and driving through that part of town, for some reason it grabbed me. I don't know how it did you.
Yeah.
But the landscapes, and the only other landscapes that I can kind of compare to that, because I've been to a few different places around the world. Like when I was in Spain, it was notable, the landscapes, just the rolling landscapes and the greenness of it, but when it came to the south section of Johannesburg, I kind of compared that to what we saw in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. You remember how the terrain was kind of rugged looking and stuff, and multicolored, that type of thing, very earthy, feeling. There was just something about looking over from the mountains to the high points down into the valleys and stuff.
Yeah.
They're over in the Glen section, not far from us. It was just something about seeing all of that that just grabbed at me. I was like, can I live with seeing this every day more so, than the hustle and bustle more so that you get in the Sandton areas.
Like a calming feeling that you get, especially when we were riding through and then just looking. I mean, that's
and the roads,
yes,
driving on the roads and stuff, and having just the rolling landscapes and everything. So that was it felt different.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing for us, just being down in that area, man, with the landscapes. So another big thing for us was we looked at our budget. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're a family who, we have a home here, in the U.S., and we were looking to take on that other responsibility of having a residence over there. So the big thing for us is that we try to be smart about things. Yeah. We're not looking for extreme opulence and those types of things there. Right. We prefer a modest existence over there. We didn't need to try to get in over our heads, try to do something super big and fancy and stuff like that. We want to have something where we can, as we move to transition into that situation, that is something that's just going to be smart and easy and relatively simple.
Right.
Now, of course, I get it's still considered an upmarket type of living accommodation, right? Even though it's a flat, but it's considered an upmarket living accommodation, but it's not like upmarket like I've seen some of the places in, Sandton and Waterfall and over in those areas. So we didn't want to spend like that. Right. So we just want something to get us there. And something that's going to be decent for us and provide comfortable and provide us the accommodation and conveniences that we can enjoy.
That's it.
And that's what it came down to. And it turned out, I think, to be a smart investment because we were able to just, get it knocked out and not have to be concerned about, the living expense. Whenever we finally make it there, on a permanent basis, we don't have to worry about, how are we going to keep a roof over our head, because We just went ahead and paid for it. So,
Right.
and so that, and for me, for the South African people, I
Mm-hmm.
think when you look at, immigrants, because essentially we're an immigrant, we're a
Right.
foreign
Yeah.
national, immigrant coming into their society, right? One thing that's big, and you find more so just around the world, is that people are protective of their countries,
Yeah.
right? And they don't want, and what better example than we have in the United States? That's part of the reason
Right.
why we have so much turmoil here, right? Because
Right.
we are so protective of our
Yeah.
country, and I think sometimes we can go overboard with,
Yes.
with our sovereignty and stuff, and we
Mm-hmm.
we take such offense and we become so repulsed by people, especially if we think they're dragging on our society, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And causing our natives, a problem. Which honestly, I just have such a problem, here in the United States, seeing people,
Right.
being a threat to us.
Right.
Because I know better than anybody, in this country, at the end of the day, we just have it, for the most part, we have it so much better than most other
Yeah.
places in the world. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally have a problem with that. I tend
Yeah.
to be a little bit softer because I know there's not anybody that's coming taking my job.
Right.
Just based on what I do.
Exactly.
Right. So maybe
Right.
that's being a little, I don't know. Maybe I can't relate in that perspective, or maybe because I'm not so-called threatened by that.
Mm-hmm.
But even if I wasn't, even if I did a different job, I still would feel the same way, I would like to think,
Yeah.
because I just feel like my destiny is in my own hands, and I'll find a way,
Mm-hmm.
rightly or wrongly. That's what it is.
Right.
So, but anyway, so that's the main thing. We just wanted to be smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically it.
Yeah.
So another thing, I know we tend to be the type of people where, if everybody else is going right, we're going to go left. If they're going left, we're going to go right.
Yeah.
Right. So to further answer your question, if areas like Santon and Four Ways and Bryanston and, Midland even, are more popular to Americans when we come there, then we want to be someplace different.
Yeah.
And it's not because we don't like Americans, don't get me wrong. So all of our other American content creators that may come across this, that's no shade. In fact, we love our people over there, and we champion what they're doing, because they are blazing trails over there as well. I just say that from the standpoint of, like, I just kind of see, I kind of pursue security, like from a light perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see other people, if everybody's flocking to do this, then I want to do that, because
Yeah.
I think that ultimately that keeps me in a more secure position. The more people that you have doing something, the more competition, I guess, that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not that I'm in competition with anybody either. I just like having a certain peace of mind,
Right.
because like uncharted territories, like for me, because when it comes to trailblazing things, I look for growth potential, right? So if I see some place that has growth potential, meaning that it has not been tapped, that means that it's not going to do anything but grow from there.
Right.
Right. But once you have, a lot of things into the mix with something, then that's
Yeah.
already in process. That's old news. Right. So that's kind of the way we
Yeah.
view things as well. So, it's perfectly okay if Johannesburg South is not Santon.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be. I don't care to necessarily live in the richest square mile of Africa. Some people like that. I don't get me wrong, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that, but I'm trying to, when we're over there, I don't want to, I guess I don't want to kind of carry the baggage
Yeah.
that we kind of carry here
Right
as
here.
Americans.
Right.
We're
Oof.
being too consumed with that. So I like
Yes.
having that balance,
Right.
So who knows? Maybe one day we can get rich or something, and we can buy a place, in the richest square mile of Johannesburg or Africa
I
or whatever.
still probably wouldn't
Yeah.
want to,
Yeah,
I'm just, just to the point.
just reach the point in life now.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's not even necessary. I just
Yeah.
want to go and just be comfortable and have peace of mind.
I guess that's what you say now. But if we got like wealth, like really wealthy or something like that, and we could, I don't know that I need like space. Like this place is pretty big, and You
I
know,
mean, yeah. I mean, could we do for a place
a little bit bigger
bit
than what we
bigger?
have. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I can agree with that.
That's it.
I can
Yeah.
definitely agree that we can deal with we could take a place that's bigger than the one we have now.
That's it.
And you know what? And honestly, it's all part of a broader plan because we will probably at some point, once we get there comfortable and stuff, yeah, we'll probably step it up a little bit just so we can have more space because the place is it is small, but it does for us what we need to do, and
Exactly.
we'll
Serves a
just
purpose.
we'll just rent it out to a local at some point.
Yeah.
And fortunately, being in a position where because it's paid for, we could afford to give somebody a good deal on it too. We don't necessarily have to push a really high rent because we're looking to make a ton of profit and stuff like that off of it. So that's actually a positive as well. And so we're actually probably going to look to get another modest place that we can do that because that's something that we would like to do. And I know we're just two people or one party or whatever, and you have an entire industry over there,
Right.
that's catering to people and the rental needs and stuff like that. But I have a lot of thoughts in my mind about
Yeah.
just over there and with people, and I know we're dealing with affordability issues here,
Yeah,
for
yes.
renters and especially owners,
yes.
so how do you take and move, a society to where people can afford to live places, so I just have a lot of things that churn in my mind, in my real estate mind as a licensed real estate agent, which I am here in the United States as well. It's not my primary profession, but I just have some ideas that I try to work in my mind around that whole thing as well, because I think, and I've seen some content out there for some people, doing some stuff over there that I found quite interesting.
I mean, I think the difference here is, I mean, they're really trying to maximize profit here with respect to renting.
Yeah.
Because again,
it's corporate driven.
You have these different hedge fund owners and all that. They're buying up all the property, so it's just about making a profit for them.
Yeah.
So the rent that they're charging is ridiculous, and I think. So that's why people can't afford it here. It's for that reason.
Or the let rate, because they call it letting
okay.
over there, right?
Okay.
But same thing. So that's pretty much it. We want to move in a different direction than everybody else because it gives us a chance to kind of settle in and kind of get a view of the landscape, if you will, ourselves, and figure out how we can fit in,
right?
And benefit, bring some value to that situation as well,
right?
Creatively, mentally, or whatever. Future growth potential, that whole thing, in which I do plan to look a little bit deeper into like the plans for that area. I know demographically, the demographics are a little bit different, down in Joburg South. One thing that I also missed mentioning that was a huge thing for us. I mentioned Soweto earlier. I like being close to Soweto.
Oh.
I like being because the historical significance of Soweto, and what it meant, not only for South Africa but just for world history. Visiting there had a huge impact.
Oh yes.
Huge impact on me, and given what we come from here, because truth be told, we both come from like our both of our nation's histories have parallels.
Yes.
Right. As far as Black people go.
Right.
And of course, many of the dynamics that were in play that made Soweto significant are the same dynamics that were in play here in the United States in many different areas in many major cities around the United States. And us being from Chicago, we encountered similar dynamics, being living forced to live in certain areas that were set up by government entities and said, okay, Black people, you will live here, and this is the only place you can live, and we're gonna build a highway and run a highway through it to divide you from the white community, so that we have this racial segregation and we can force these policies onto your communities.
Right.
So we identified with that. That was our upbringing here in the United States. And so that I think there's a part of me deep inside that identifies with that when I go there. And so just the struggle of that and what it represents for potential growth. And where I see Soweto, how it exists today, and where it will continue to to go to,
Right.
which will be for the better, the way that I see it. And I'm sure that, the people there have hopes for that as well, and plans for that. So yeah, so those are just some of the things that went into our decision to purchase in Johannesburg South.
Yeah.
And again, that's not to say that maybe eventually we may not explore someplace else, because maybe it's someplace that that works. And as we continue to to get older and do things, but I do see for what we have planned and some of the work that we want to do, specifically work that you intend to do. I think also Johannesburg South will be perfect for that.
Yeah.
For what you would
Yes.
like to do at some point. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, y'all. So we just wanted to come out here and just share that information. You got anything additional you want to say about Johannesburg South, or what?
Again, I just think the difference that I saw there versus here is, again, just everyone was so friendly, and I know that's probably all over, but just in the stores, the restaurants, just they'll just strike up a conversation with you. That's not something that I'm really accustomed to, because you really just don't see that often here. I mean, it was just like it was just very friendly, and to me, that was a huge impact. Just how friendly everyone was, and I was just so appreciative of that, because it just really made us feel at home there, and so that went a long ways with me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, y'all. So we're about what, 20 minutes. We're not gonna waste too much of y'all time.
Yes.
But so we'll be back out. We are, like I said, we still have situations that we're looking at on this side as far as our larger plans. I tell you, I won't get into it now, but we have a lot of stuff, when you talk visas and everything, and certain things that we have. Like I said, we have a son that's in university, college right now, and so we have some things that we're kind of dealing with him, with his studies and everything. That we look at school schedules between there and here. There's just so many things that have introduced some complications for us, we'll just say. But anyway, we continue to go forward, with our plans, and look forward to the time that we will spend there, traveling back and forth, to come hang out. And each time that we come, we are doing something different, and trying to, plant another seed and do more investigations and stuff, and connect, with people to try to make some things happen, to try to lay that groundwork for ourselves. Because again, one thing that I will always stress is that the two of us, we're very deliberate about everything that we do, and we don't do anything in a rush, especially when it comes to, serious things, because we want things to have positive outcomes for not only ourselves, but for those whom we collaborate with, and that sort of thing.
These are big decisions, serious decisions. So
yeah, absolutely,
life-changing decisions.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But,
so we'll continue to take our time with everything, but we will be seeing y'all soon. We won't catch the festive season, but we're gonna be there. Maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll be there for festive season. But we'll see y'all soon, and we'll be seeing y'all at one of those matches soon. And I will be wearing the Chiefs jersey. So
I will have one hopefully by the time.
We'll get her one. We'll get her one as well. So until next time, y'all,
like, share
and subscribe. Right.
I remember.
So again, I didn't remember in the beginning. Right.
At the
So
end.
but those who make it this far.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll put the crawler at the beginning of the video. But until next time, y'all, hey, y'all take care. Enjoy this month of December as you celebrate and spend time with family, and those of you who go out to the villages and stuff like that during this time, and the food and the fun and all that kind of stuff. And so we'll probably do like a Happy New Year message and stuff like that as well. So we'll talk to y'all later, everybody. So y'all take care and peace.